Hey fishos, a little bit of activity around us. The ladies comp on at Dartmouth Dam this weekend. I think it starts tomorrow, actually Friday, and I'm suggesting they're all going to catch trout down there. It's going to be fantastic. Flatline trolling's fine, but lead line seems to be just a touch better. They're starting to go down a little bit. Fenders and worms, anything of that nature, fenders with a little lure behind them, but on lead line seems to be the most consistent method at the moment, so it doesn't look too bad at all. Been pretty consistent over the last couple of weeks, as I've told you before. The Hume Weir still fishing incredibly well. One of the surprising parts about the Hume Weir at the moment is there's a lot of cod getting caught. Now everybody's trolling for yellers, and they're picking up a few yellow belly, but there's dozens of cod getting caught. They're not big, 35 up to about 60, 70, the occasional one bigger, but when the cod season opens they start targeting them. We might have a surprise with the Hume Weir. Plenty of redfin, no shortage of them. Trout are slowed down a fair bit in the lake, but down below the weir in the river, still a few trout getting caught, a few yellers, that sort of thing, and the odd cod there as well. So things are happening pretty well all over down that way. A lot of water in the Hume Weir, as you can imagine. They're letting a lot out. The Murrumbidgee River here, look, and the Old Man Creek's going to be too hard. It's up over 5.5 metres. I expect it to stay that way for quite a while because there's a lot of water up top, and there's a little bit more coming too, which we really don't need or want. But anyway, that's all part of it, I suppose. Tumut River has been fantastic. Oh, but before I get on to that, Lake Albert, go and fish it. It's fantastic. A lot of fish. Cod, yellers, occasional catfish, believe it or not, a few carp, having a lot of fun trolling, bait fishing, doesn't matter. You don't have to travel, go in the middle of town, catch a heap of fish, have a ball. Tumut River, look, I fished on Tuesday, we got a lot of trout out of it. Good mix, browns and rainbows, got more browns than I normally do catch. Really good fishing on Tuesday it was. It was down about 600 megs. As I'm doing the report here at the moment, 1600 megs. Could be more tomorrow. Look, I expect them to let a lot out in the near future, but keep an eye on it. Even when it's running high, still fish is okay, but just change your techniques a little bit, use heavier lures. The old Tassie does the job when it's running a banker, so it's not too bad. Drift and worm still works all right, so it's worth the effort. Blowering, getting some reasonable reports out of there. Yellers are moving a little bit. Trolling seems to be the most consistent method, without a doubt. They're getting a few yellow belly. They're getting some nice cod on the troll as well. A few off the bank with bait, so it's not too bad there. The reddies are there in good numbers, so if you want to go and catch a feeder redfin, Blowing's another place to be. Talpingo, yeah, looking real promising at the moment, getting some good redfin out of there, and quite a few good trout. It's better than it's been for a lot of years, so Talpingo's on the hit list. Also the Sioux City end is pretty good, still open. Well, it's open, and go and get into it. Put your boats in up there, camp up there, no problem at all. So it looks real promising. Jindabyne, Yukonbean, Tentangra, all fishing really well. Very, very happy with those at the moment, bait or lure. Doesn't really matter what technique you want to use, you're catching fish. Burrinjuck's been a bit inconsistent. They're catching a lot of little cod out of there as well, actually, while they're trolling for yellers. And the cod season opens in a week or two, 1st of December, so it's not that long away. Redfin are there in good numbers. The yellers are starting to become more active. The old Burrinjuck special with the worm behind seems to be working quite nicely up there at the moment. And they're also finding plenty of redfin around the trees, getting a good feed. And the yellers are up in the shallows, looking for warm water. Bait fishing off the bank would be as good as any. So as you can see, we have got a respectable amount of fish around us, and it's really starting to happen. Didn't get any decent reports out of Wagga because there's too much water up there at the moment and there's hardly anyone fishing, which is fair enough. When it settles down, it'll be a bit of a hot run too. This is the Compleat Angler Fishing Report for this week. We'll catch you next week.